All right, let's try this a third time. What say you? It's time to power on! And here we are. It's working. There's Mashstar, Dolly Girl, Rubik N64, everybody, Ox, Airzuki. Hello to all, and all to hello to each other. I don't know what's going on. I had the Twitch window open. I closed that. Maybe I just had a few too many things open. So this is the third time I'm trying to start the show today. As I was saying before technology rudely destroyed me, I'm Gazbot. This is Twitch Request Live. Hey, thank you very much for the host, Rubik. And I typically do this show every Friday at 5:30. I missed the last 2 weeks because of life stuff, but we are here this week, ready to go. Thank you for the host, Ox. I appreciate that. Dolly Girl asking good evening. I don't know if it's to me or to someone else, but I'm having a good evening, and I hope you all are as well. I like that it's daylight savings time, even though it's like 5:30. There's still light coming from that window behind me, and that's nice. I have changed things up a little bit. Up here, I have Power Ranger headshots. Typically, I have all random different commissions I've done art, but this is all Power Ranger headshots, most of which I have available as prints because I will be in Texas a week from now for. Oh, Mashstar, thank you for the host very much. I will be in Texas a week from now. For Power Morphicon Express, selling Power Rangers art and hanging out with Ranger people. But today I am taking requests, so let me go ahead and open up the queue. 1 second here, so that you guys can start putting in your requests. Okay, art request. Art request is open, so for those of you that don't know, the way this works is you type exclamation point, request, a space, and then the name of the character you'd like me to draw. You can only put one in at a time, and basically you're only going to get one per stream. So if you put one in, you want to change your mind later, that's fine, but you'll have to tell me to do it. So choose wisely, and if you get chosen once per stream, that's it. I had a situation where I had one person get more than one drawn per stream, and that didn't seem fair, so I put that little caveat in there. My Werewolves and Unicorn, which is my other box that is like... that way, that's for the story I'm working on for an anthology. For some reason, a lot of those are coming up sideways. I'm not going to worry about that, but just know that I know that that's wrong. Let's see. Danny F9. Hello, Danny. Can't stay long. About to go to another stream. Well, I understand that. Family first. No problem. Let me see. We got, I think a request already came in. Let me look at the queue. I think Ox put one in. Right now we have one. Rambo Gizmo from Gremlins 2. Okay, that's a pretty good one. So far only one. I'm going to doodle a little bit while we get a few more requests in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to doodle. I usually have an idea of something. Oh, I know. I'll try to, I don't know how well I could do this out of my head. But I was watching, there's a streaming service called Shudder, which is primarily horror movies. And I was watching, they have an, original content for an 80s movie called Critters. And they have a new show called Critters: The New Binge, which I was watching. And it's not that great. But... it did make me think of Critters, so maybe I will do a little critter situation. Let me image rotate this. That is not what I meant to do. Image rotate vertical. What? Why is this not rotating? Let me try one more time. I think I still only have one request. Like I said, yeah, put your request in. There's no cost. There's no... all you got to do is put in. Even if you're lurking, just do the old request situation. As of now, Ox has a 100% chance of winning because I do it randomly. So the more people in there, the lower the chance of winning. But, you know, let me see. Image rotation. I need to go. There we go. Okay. So I'll do a little sketch up of some kind of... actually, I might... you know, I think I have a picture over here I could look at. Yeah, there's something I could look at. Okay, so I'm not going to get too crazy with this. I'll just give it a few minutes while people are figuring out what they're going to do as far as requests. Or maybe everybody loves the idea of Gizmo from Gremlins 2 that like no one wants to challenge it. They're like, yeah, do that. None of us have a better idea than that. That's the idea right there. It is funny, though, that Gizmo and Critters, I didn't even think of this, but they're both kind of 80s property that use sort of puppetry to create the monsters. So they got these little hands like this. And little feet. I keep hearing, I hope my mic is working. I keep hearing it like a beep beep. Check, check, check. No, it looks like you still hear me. Mic is good. Thank you, Azuki. I appreciate that. I get nervous because sometimes it cuts off, and if I don't check the chat, I'm talking to myself, and everyone's like, look at his lip flaps. What could they mean? Probably something dumb. All right, so basically it's like a big ball of like porcupine things, like an evil Sonic the Hedgehog almost. I say porcupine, hedgehog. I guess porcupine makes more sense because they can shoot their quills. And then, do they even have noses? I guess like they have a muzzle area, but and then the mouth is most of everything. They kind of remind me, there was another puppet monster from the movie The Dark Crystal, and it was a good guy character, but it was similar. It was just a big fuzzy ball that was a mouth called Fizzgig, and it'd be like, "Rah!" So like if Fizzgig had arms and legs and a spaceship and ate people, that would be a critter, or a krite, I should say. The movie's called Critters because that's what people call them, but the official name of the like species in universe is krites. So I'll do that. I'll do a quick draw over. I'm not going to take this very far. Beeps might mean, oh yeah, maybe I'll plug it in. I thought it had been charging this whole time, but just to be safe, I'm going to plug it in because I think you're right about the beeps. Excuse me one sec. It is annoying, so hopefully that'll stop it. Let's see. Rubik N64, or better yet, Ox, how about Gizmo dressed as a Power Ranger? Hey, that could be your request. Feel free to put it in. Let me see here. Get a little close-up on one of this guy's. Yeah, if they have noses, I can't tell. It's like a little tiny, like little nubbins or something, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do one quick pass over this, and then I'll go to request, because like I said, I haven't checked the official queue, but it seems like not too many in there, so your chances of getting chosen are extremely high right now. Okay. So yeah, they're kind of evil cute. I guess by the nature of them being puppets. Well, no, I mean, there've been a lot of, I'm thinking like they're like Pumpkinhead and like aliens, like a lot of that, even though people have suits, they're like puppeted heads and stuff. So I guess you can have actually evil puppets. So there must have been a slight intention for these to be somewhat cute, even though they're monstrous killers. But I guess, I mean, in the newer ones, they gave more personality. But in the original movie, I got more the impression that they were more like an infestation, like termites or something, where they weren't actually evil. They were just like a force of nature that, you know, like a swarm. Let's see. Dolly Girl put in a request, I believe. And then Erzuki Critters. I wanted to get into them, but they're animal violence. I can't endure it. Yeah, well, you could skip the first episode. I don't think there's any animal violence in the next. Well, I've only watched up through 6, so you could watch 2 through 6 maybe. A little fuzzy belly. I think I'm gonna make this extra pointy. I don't know if they actually. They sometimes they look like it's hair. Sometimes it looks like it's pointy quills. But I think I kind of like it better when it's a little sharper. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get too crazy on here, and then he's got his little footsies, 3 little toes, and it's interesting too because they have all this anatomy, but like it all tucks up, and then they have like literally just like spiky fur balls, which is obviously because in the in real life it's like a totally different prop where it's just like a tumbleweed they throw across the set. But it's that sort of kind of like the way Transformers, like Megatron turns all the way down to a gun or something. Where did the other pieces go? It's almost like that. The movie magic of the critter becoming a ball doesn't quite make sense. It also makes me think of another 80s property called Popples, which was sort of stuffed animals that were kind of like Care Bear type things, and they could like condense down into a ball as well, but they were fuzzy and nice. So you combine a Popple with a Fizzgig and make it evil, and that's a critter. We've discovered the formula. There was something about round animals in the 80s, I guess. Something in the air there. Let me check the chat real quick. Now it looks, Rubik says, now it looks like a platypus with a bad hair day. I can see that. Drew Games looks like me in the morning. That's, wow, okay. Well, that could be good or bad depending on how you want to present yourself throughout the day. Ox is talking about Critters, finally watched Attack the Block. And yes, I love the creature design in Attack the Block as well. As quite good. And it's cool because I saw that a while back, and then the 2 main characters went on to be Finn from Star Wars and the new Doctor Who. So that's kind of a cool thing to see those characters go on to play bigger things. Let's see. Rubik Popples reboot is on Netflix. Oh, I didn't even know there was a reboot. That's worth checking out. I don't know if I'd like it, but I'll definitely at least give it a watch. I still haven't watched the She-Ra reboot though. There's a lot of stuff I'm behind on. Good, bad, or indifferent. I like to give stuff a try at least. And okay, so this actually, I thought there was more of a forehead, but it looks like this kind of just comes out of the eyebrows mainly. So that means this is a little bit closer to being done than I thought. And again, for those that are new here or didn't hear the announcement or whatever, I am taking requests. After this, I'll be doing a random selection. Type exclamation point, the word request, space, and then the name of the character you'd like to see. And then I will do a random pick, and we'll see who gets chosen. And yeah, there's no cost or anything like that. It's just for funsies. So feel free. You got nothing to lose throwing it in. And they have kind of these sort of eyes like this. And there's a lot of like wrinkle detail on the muzzle and the mouth, but I don't want to get too into it, so I'll just kind of fake it just to give it some texture. And similar up here, there's a lot of wrinkle detail. So this is definitely like a quick interpretation. It's not very perfect. I'm going to lower the opacity on this to 25. I think I'll throw in a quick shadow layer and some red eyes, and then we'll call this done. So you probably got about a minute left if you want to put those requests in. Now is the time, and the time is now. All right, this is a little darker than I want it to be, but I'll go ahead and lower the opacity in a minute. Definitely on the muzzle. I want to put none on the mouth so those eyes stay nice and bright and white, but I will put it on all of this stuff here. And then a little bit in here, and I'll do it spiky up like that too. And a little bit underneath, so it looks grounded somewhere. But I'll take this layer and bring it all the way down to 50. Oops, not 5, 50, 50. 50, okay, and then I'll put a little bit of red for the eyes, which is sort of a distinctive feature, especially in the newer ones. In the new show, it's like crazy red. All right, it's sort of a off-brand critter, so we'll save that. You know what, one thing I feel like I need to do, I think I put it just a little bit too high up top here, so I'm just gonna squash it down. Squash, there we go. Okay, done. File, save as. Not in there. I'll do it in here. And we'll call it Bloody Scholarships. Okay, and done. All right, so let me erase all these so I can get ready for the next one, which will be a request. And let me move this. Let me check chat real quick. Block, 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 block. Attack the block best. Rubik says that your games looks like me before I have my coffee. A lot of people identifying with the critters here. Teeth remind me of some creatures from the Langoliers, says Dolly. I actually never saw the Langoliers. I mean, I kind of saw bits and pieces of it. I kind of vaguely know what it is, but maybe I should check that out. She-Ra season 2 starts in April. Forget the date. I haven't even seen 1 yet, so it doesn't matter. I got to get on 1. We're going to do more Cheddar Goblins tonight, Ox. No, we are not, Ox. You got your Cheddar Goblin. You are a reverse Cheddar Goblin, because instead of puking up food, you're sucking in. I want all the Cheddar Goblins. Oh, there's a fart. Nice job, Mega Gazbot. Oh no, Samurai Ox and Mega Gazbot is giving you your descriptive terminology. So thank you for the fart, Ox. I appreciate that. All right, let me get into the queue here. We only have 3. Wow, look at that. Okay, let's see. We got Rambo Gizmo, Moba, the foot soldier of Death Galleons from Zoosier, and Dylan Thomas, he's a YouTuber. All right, so let's do the old take a photo here. Scoop. And then I'll do the old random pick. Whoa, another fart so quick. That must have been exactly a minute because there's a minute timer between them supposedly. Okay, and the choice is not Samurai Ox. It is Dolly Girl. Okay, so I'm going to have to look up a reference for that real quick. Dolly, congrats on your win. And the other 2 of you are still in the running, and more people can enter, of course. Nice, Rubik with the fart. I want to put in some more. Right now I have the 1 sound, but I would like to get some other mix them ups in there. All right, so let me see. Moiba. I want to check the spelling. Moiba. I haven't actually watched Zoosier, so I'm not sure if this is like a foot soldier or the main bad guy. Oh, it is a foot soldier. You say it right there. Moiba Zoosier. Well, I put in just Moiba. It comes up with like sort of a slime, so I definitely need to put in Zoosier as well. Let's see. Images. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. This is the foot soldier character from that season of Super Sentai. And let's see what Samurai Ox flipping a table. Well, it wouldn't be Total Request Live if we didn't have Ox flipping a table. Dolly Girl, yay, sorry Ox. Airzuki, whoa, the table is chasing the angry girl. Oh yeah, I thought it was like they flipped it so hard it's behind them, but it could be going the other way. All right, so let me find a good shot here. I think maybe I'll do a full body shot. I usually do a headshot, but these guys have some kind of crazy weapons. I want to be able to zoom in, though. So pardon me. Let me move this over a little bit. I feel like I keep falling off. Nope, I want to go that way. That was right the first time. That way. Maybe if I just like, why is that? Oh, it's all blurry now. I'm in the blurry zone. Maybe if I switch back. Oh, there, it found me. Hi. Okay. So let me get back to what I was doing, getting a good reference. Doop, 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 doop. Open link. Sorry. All right. Open image. Save image. I'm finding them, but they're all very, very small. So if I try to zoom in, it's not going to work amazingly well. Let me see if I can find a bigger one. Otherwise, I might have to go with a headshot, but I did like the idea of doing a full body situation. Well, let me see. I copied one. Let me see how good I could get it. Ox says, some days you get the table, sometimes the table gets you. Wise words from an Oxen samurai. All right, let me check my reference, see how well that works. Uh-oh, where'd it go? Sorry about that. Sometimes you find the reference, sometimes the reference disappears. Where is it? Guys, did you hide my reference? Where'd you put it? Where'd you put my reference? Come on, you guys. Is it under the chair? I don't know. I know, I'm being weird. I'm just trying to find the thing. I somehow lost my reference. Okay, let's go back to the past. Samurai Jack. All right, I didn't like that reference anyway, so let me see if I can find another one. I liked the reference, but the resolution was bad, was my point. All right. Save image as dupe. All right. Okay, I found it. Yeah, the resolution is really low, but that's okay. We'll do our best. We're just doing sketchies anyway. It doesn't have to be perfectly perfect. So let me close these extra windows. Move the chat over so I can still see what's going on, even though I have my reference up. And there we go. Okay. Dolly girl, you goit this Gazbot. Oh, you got this. I like you goit this. You goit this Gazbot. You goit this. And I got this. All right. So let's do a little full body action. We'll start off with a sort of a gesture sketch. I'm going to go with sort of a blue because they have a lot of blue in their costume. And I'll do 100 pixels, opacity 50, and I'll do a soft brush. All right, so got, oh, too big. I started off too big already. So I go up here. It's supposed to be oh, I'm on pencil, no wonder. Brush, there we go. Pardon me. All right, and then shoulders, and then the weapon is like this big, kind of reminds me of the Inquisitor blade from, if you ever watched Star Wars Rebels. It's probably based on some old Japanese weapon or something that I'm unaware of, but it's sort of like a two-sided sword, but it's got this little handle in the middle. The Inquisitor blade could spin around. I don't know if these ones could spin around, but it kind of looks like they can. And the hand goes here, and the hand goes here. And the arm, I'm not worrying about the costume so much as the pose right now. A little bit of shoulder pad. And then that you don't even see because it's under there. And then a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, and yeah. All right, and then, actually I think I could push that arm there, bring this in. And leg coming out and leg going down. You put the foot right there on the ground. It's the wrap for these guys. Yeah, Zyuohger, foot soldier, good, bad guys. I lost it. I lost the beat, guys. I lost it. All right, so I'll move this whole thing over here a little bit. And I'll size it up a little bit. And then I'll take the opacity of this whole thing down to 50. Lock this layer, make a new layer, and do a little bit of cleanup action. Let's see. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit more. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, and then I'll zoom in on my picture. Hi-yot. So I'm probably going to have to do another, I'm going to do this pass, and I'll probably do another one on top of this one. So I wanted to change this to hard and go from 100 down to about 50. Opacity from 50 up to 75. All right, now we're good for the first cleanup round. So this sword kind of flares out. So I wonder, I mean, this is a Power Rangers question, but this is from the season Zyuohger, which Power Rangers is all adapted from Super Sentai, for those that don't know. And this is a Super Sentai season that has not yet been adapted. They had previously skipped a season called Go Busters, which is now Beast Morphers. And I wonder if they're going to go back to Zyuohger or not, or if it's going to be a skipped season, which they rarely do, but have done in the history of Power Rangers before. Okay. And actually, for those that are interested, I have a Power Rangers show Mondays with my partner, the Big Dog Defender, and we talk about the recent episode, Power Rangers news, all that kind of stuff, and I'll put up Power Rangers art. I don't do it live requests like this. What I'll do is I'll have a headshot like the ones above me, and I will record the process video for it, and I'll play that during that episode. So if you are into Power Rangers, you can check that out. That's also a weekly show. And actually, that show will continue. This show is going to be going on indefinite hiatus after this episode, I'm sorry to say. I'm not leaving Twitch or anything, but I've been having trouble meeting the schedule deadline, and I have a lot of client work and things that have been falling behind on, and so something had to go, and I had to pick either that show or this show. And while I like them both, that show, to be honest, gets more views. So democracy in action. So definitely get your requests in because I'm not sure the next time I'll be doing a request show after this. This is I almost wasn't going to do it tonight, but I felt like I wanted to have a little bit of a send off, for the people that have been showing up. I didn't want to just disappear. I didn't think that would be cool. So this is the sort of unofficial last episode. I say unofficial because, I might bring it back. I don't know. I don't want to make any promises, but certainly for the foreseeable future, I won't be doing this particular show. I'll still be on Twitch. I'll still be doing the Monday Power Ranger show. I'll still be on, YouTube and everywhere else. But yeah, I've been falling behind on things, so something had to give. Let me see. Dolly Girl. Oh no, Erzuki. So get those requests in, boys. Yeah, sorry about that, Dolly. Like I said, it's just I had to pick something, and it was going to be one of the two. And for whatever reason, the Power Rangers show is a little bit more popular, so that the decision was made in that manner. But like I said, I'll still be around doing art on various social media stuff. It's not like I'm falling off the face of the earth. I think what I'm going to do with this guy is kind of I'll give you, Dolly, a choice I've given before. I'm going to finish up this pass, and then at that point, you can have the choice to get some color thrown in or for me to do another cleanup pass. Because I think where I'm getting it is sort of passable, where it could almost be done. But it could certainly use another layer of cleanup. But if you'd rather see some color, I'll give you that choice in a minute. You don't have to make it now. You can wait and see how far I get with it before we get to that. A little shadow down there. They got the way the socks and gloves come off. It's sort of like a gradient, like a chunky gradient. Reminds me of there's a G.I. Joe character, Storm Shadow, that was a bad guy ninja that later became a good guy. And when he did, he got a new costume, and it had this sort of gradient on it that reminds me of this. It also reminds me of a character from an old Marvel comic called Power Pack, who had these gravity powers, and his suit had a similar sort of gradient to this. Let's see. Samurai Ox. Oh, I figured you were taking a break because of life events. Well, yeah, life events, but I mean, everything. I have crazy life events, and I have a bunch of commissions and work things, and I've been falling behind on everything. Like, I have 2 comics I'm working on, comic books. I have 4 commissions I have to do, and that's not including, like, character gigs and regular art client work. Plus, I have 2 trips coming up. And then, yeah, like other life, family, personal stuff as well. So I've been overextending, and I don't mind overextending, but I'm going to start missing deadlines, and that is unprofessional. If there's one thing I try to be, it's a professional. So, like I said, unfortunately, I had to cut back on one or more things that aren't making me money. Just to be blunt, like I can't. I guess I can't stop doing the things that make me money, and I can't do anything about my life obligations. So the only things I can cut back are on our hobbies and art things that don't make me money. And this was one option. And like I said, I kind of judged it on what got the best feedback and views. And unfortunately, this one had the least amount of feedback and views. So this is the one that had to go. At least, again, for the foreseeable future. Things could always change, who knows. But hopefully we'll make this a good one, and everybody will be happy with the requests that get done. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And we'll put this there. And it looks like there's 4 of these things coming out, but 2 come out at the top, which kind of makes sense. And the other 2 almost, I guess they're not coming out of the eyes, but they're like above the eyes. Wow. There's somebody outside with bass from their car so strong I could like feel it. I don't even hear it, but I'm like upstairs in my house and it's like all right, he's got a face kind of like a little, I guess it's like a bee or a wasp or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're supposed to be insect, but they look kind of insect. Again, I haven't really seen much of this season, so I don't know the backstory. I know the main heroes are all animal based, so maybe these are like insect. I mean, insects are animals, but I mean the other ones are more mammals and things like that. So maybe, although there's shark too. Shark's not a mammal, but I don't remember any insects on the main team. Is my point. Oh, there's a gradient in here too. I didn't even notice. Okay, and then a couple little textures here. Let me zoom out a little bit. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, I'm missing. There's sort of a side edge to this thing, like so. Okay, and then on this side as well. So I'll go ahead and erase those details that I was covering up. I'll check chat in a second. Oops. Blankets. The person's ears are going to blow out. Yeah, Zuki heard it too. Blah, 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 blah. And a lot of people talking about stuff. Okay, cool. Get some little details on here. And I think that's, let me turn off the background layer. Am I missing any major details? I don't think so, but I do want to adjust this shoulder pad a little bit here. A little more texture bombs. Okay, let me look at that. Okay, so Dolly, would you like me to take another pass to clean up the lines a bit more, or would you rather I throw some color splashes in there? Do 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 do. Decision time. Do 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 do. Ox says, "What was the reason for Beast Morphers skipping last week?" I think there was a disruption in the morphing grid, is what happened. No, I don't know. I hope it's not an indicator of things to come because Nickelodeon, who distributes it, has had a weird habit of showing like half a season and then taking like months off and stuff. And a lot of people complained about that because it would start to build a viewer base and then disappear. So I honestly don't know. Maybe there was like, I don't follow sports. Was there like a big game or some holiday or something? I honestly didn't think about it too much because Nickelodeon has done this in the past. So I just like, oh, I guess they're doing it again. But it will be back this week for sure. That's all I could say for sure. But yeah, maybe somebody knows more than me about real life events interceding. Dolly, I choose color, please. Okay, cool. I had a feeling you would, so you will get color right now. So let me go ahead and duplicate this. And color won't take too long. So again, if you guys don't have a request in and you want to put one in, you don't have to be a follower, subscriber. You don't have to pay money. You don't have to give me bits. You don't even have to be in the chat. Just exclamation point, request, and a space, and the name of the character you want to see, and there we go. But right now I'm going to throw some color in this. So okay, so it looks like blue is like the undersuit color. So I'll start with that, and I'll keep it 75 so I get a little bit of a texture there. Okay, and I'm letting this blend in on purpose because I'll go back with the white to separate it out a little bit more. And if I keep it at 75% opacity, that means when I go back over it like this, it gets a little darker. And it's a good way to get some easy, cheap shading in there without spending a lot of time. It makes it look more organic as well, as opposed to just like flat color. And I think I'll double check, obviously, before I do the next random draw, but I think there's only 2 requests in right now. So that's crazy time. If you don't have a request in, you got a pretty good shot at it. I'm sure the people that have the request in are like, oh, no, we don't need any more requests. It's fine. Like, stop bringing it up. But I like the diversity. I like everybody to have a chance. If nobody puts in, then, fair enough. But I don't want it to be because I didn't mention it or they didn't know or they forgot or something like that. Okay, and then there's red, but it's sort of like a maroonish red, it looks like in here. And I'll probably go back and do a highlight on that later. And then that same red goes in here. Oh, it looks like a new request just came up. Airzuki Saru from Discovery. That's a good one. Saru is the second in command or captain, depending on how the rank goes or whatever. He's the second in command, basically, of Discovery on the new Star Trek show, and he's played by actor Doug Jones. And I am a fan of that show and that actor. Okay, some more red up in here, too, for another gradient going down. All right, and then there's a gold kind of color. So we'll grab, it's a little more orangey, and then a little lighter. That looks kind of close. I'll have to put a little shadow and or highlight in here too, I think. But the vest thing, I don't know if it's actually a vest, but it kind of goes like this. And then that same color is on these edges of the blade, which I forgot to put in. So good that I put those in because that continues the color over here. Anywhere else? The resolution's a little low, but it looks like there's a belt, but we can't see the belt. Maybe up here. It's a little tough to say, but I'm going to make a judgment call and say that having a little bit up in the face area probably isn't that crazy. And leave that. Okay, and then actually it kind of looks like this as well, but I'll have to put some shading in there because I made that area a little bit bigger than maybe it should be. Okay, a lot of white. Now I'll go with some heavy gray for the sword on these inside parts. Let me check chat. Okay. I think we still, again, I got to double check, but I think we still have just 3 requests. So very, very good odds for those involved. Very good odds indeed. Let me check time. It is 6 o'clock, so we're still doing okay on time. I go till at least 7. Sometimes I go over, but at least till 7. And there's that. Okay, so I'm going to take, it looks all white, but I'm going to take just a slight off-white to put on the edge of the blade here, just so it's a little bit different from the rest of the costume and stuff. That might not be accurate to the show. It's a little hard to tell, but I'm making a artistic judgment call just because there's so much white. I'll keep it light, and I'll leave the part in the middle white. All right, and he's got a collar here, and I think that is, oh, there's silver on the boots. I just realized. Okay, so let me grab this color that I just invented. Well, I didn't invent it, you know what I mean. And I'm going to go ahead and make a line for the boots because there's a gradient and then there's an actual boot line. And I think probably a glove line too, but we can't see the gloves, so that's okay. Oh, actually, I just realized in here there is a little area that maybe the gold would stick through. Okay. All right, that's fine. So let me lock that and go back into color mode. And so even though this is white, I'm going to put the silver on the boots that I had missed previously, and I'll use the silver that I just put for the sword, so it's good that I did that. And I'll put the silver on the gloves in the front part there, and I'll use that same color on this collar. It's all coming together, everybody. And then this little piece, and maybe I'll put it up here too. So it's kind of all variations on a color theme, but not exactly perfectly the same. And then I'll put a little bit of gold there as well. Okay. And then I'll go back in with the white, like I was saying before, and blend it a little bit more with these little spots. Let me check. Dolly Girl, looks awesome. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Dolly Girl. I'm glad you like it. Like I said, hopefully everybody likes it, but whoever's request it is the one that's most important to like. Now, it actually looks like he's got a little bit of gold, but more of a yellow on the bottom of the shirt area. It might even be the same technically color, but since it's fabric as opposed to metal, or, supposed to be metal. I tried to make it a little lighter, but it doesn't look that different. But when I go in with the shading on the other stuff, that'll make it look more different. Okay. So, oh, more white for the blending. Okay, there. Oops, that is black. White, thank you. Okay, so I think I have that done. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick shadow and color, and then maybe a little background color, and then we're going to move on to the next request. So, if it's not in, your time is getting shorter. All right, so we'll do a highlight first up here. Again, make this look a little more metallic here, here. Try to get sort of a texture on it. Okay, and then we'll do a shadow. And for the shadow, we'll go a little bit more orangey brown. Oops, get out of here. So we'll put that here like this. There we go. Hey, shadow. Yeah. Right, that definitely gives it a little bit more texture. Looks a little more metallic. Okay, we'll leave that. And then we need a shadow on the white parts because they're so just bright white. They need something to break that up a little bit. So we'll use some gray. But we definitely have to leave some of the white because we're not making it a new color. We're using that as the shadow. And inside here as well. And on these pieces and on the foot, everywhere there's white. Okay, and then we need a darker for this silver. And this I'll make substantially darker because it's a little bit more of a metallic color. I will check chat in a second after I get done with this pass of shadow on the more metallic pieces, including the gloves. And yeah, not on the face though. All right, let's see. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. That's right. My feet are wet, but my cuffs are bone dry. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. You said it, Hawks. And blue. I got to do a little bit of shading on the blue bows. Shading on the blue bows. Actually, I didn't have to. I could have left this because I did already kind of have it built in, but since I put so much shading and everything else, why not? All right. The gray. Yeah, I didn't plan on putting this much shading in, but whatever. We're down that path now. We're doing it. And a little bit of highlight as well, because why not? Okay, and then I'll put one more layer of super highlight to put on top of the lines and everything, just to add an extra shine up here. I don't know if they're quite that shiny in the show, but my version, they are. It's almost like a golden carapace. Okay, so now I'll just put a little background color. Dolly, you got a preferred color for the background? Shout it out. Type it out. Shout type it. Type shout it. Typecast it. What? I tend to do green a lot, so I'm fine with that. But if you got a preference, throw it out there. What do we want? Close that. Doop doo 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 doo. And while I'm waiting to see that, I'll check the queue. So yeah, I have 3 requests in queue right now: Ox, Danny, and Airzuki. If you don't have a request in and you thought you did, you don't. So put it in, exclamation point, the word request, space, and the character you would like to see. You don't have to be a follower. You don't have to be a subscriber. You don't have to pay bits. You don't even have to chat. Just put it on in. Dolly Girl, orange or green? Well, I feel like green is the right answer, but here's what we'll do. We'll just throw a flat orange behind it, and then we'll throw a flat green behind it. Also, I left some blank there, so I'm going to have to erase some out of there. But actually, I think the orange might work better. Team green. We got one for green. Well, let's see what happens when I start putting in some white background to pop it out. Pop it out. Pop it out. This, oops. I'm gonna put the white behind it, and then we don't. It looks like I'm choosing green, but we could still switch to orange. This will work on either one. I have it on a separate layer. Oh boy, Fox Pixar now hosting. Thank you very much for the host. Thanks for checking it out, Fox Pixar. And if you don't have a request in, there is still time. Just exclamation point, request, space, and the character you want, and you have a random chance of being chosen out of the people who have put in the request, which right now is not that many. And I'll check chat. I can see some people saying some stuff. I'll look up in 1 second. Let's see. Fox Pixar, could you draw this art? Could you draw this in this art style? Well, I'm not looking at it, but whatever I draw would be in my style. But you could put a request in, like I just said. You put exclamation point, request, and then the name of whatever the character is that you want me to check out. And if you get chosen, then yes, I will draw it. Let's see. Airzuki, that link looks scary. Okay, that link is not scary. Dolly Girl, I like how it changes the way it looks. You made 2 different ones. Oh, like this? Oops, I did it wrong. Boop, 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 ba doop. I don't know. I could go either way. I'm gonna do a little bit more of a gradient behind it, and then I'll keep the gradient white so that way it could be worked on either one. But I will lower the opacity here to 50. And I'll raise this to 300. Oops, 300 to make it a little less perfect. And then I'll do one more layer after this as well. I think I might want to lower, whether it's orange or green, I think it's a little bit too bright overall. I usually like to lower the opacity a little bit, but I couldn't do that because I wanted to keep it so that I could switch back and forth between the two, for now at least. All right, and I'll do one more, keeping it white, going up to, let's say, 600, and bring the opacity down to 25. So I'll fade it out even more. I don't know, maybe once I put all this in, I won't need to lower the opacity as much. Or maybe I'll just do one layer to lower the opacity again, like this. I'll just do a full, like that, and then bring that down to 10, maybe 25, like that. Yeah, that kind of works. All right, so we got green or orange. I don't know. I think green's kind of working a little bit better. But Dolly, you got final say. Which you think should be the final? I'm going to save it while you think. And we'll call it... No. Let me check the queue while Dolly is thinking if she wants green or orange. Green's been up for a while, so I'll put up orange so you can see that again. Let me check the queue. Still only 3 in the queue. Fox Pixar, if you wanted to a request, you got to put it in so that you have a chance of getting randomly picked. Exclamation point, the word request, space, and then the name of the thing you want, or you can just put link if you want to do that. Dolly Girl, we'll do green. Okay, cool. Green it is. I'll save it. And Dunzo. There is the green one for Dolly. So I'm happy you liked it and got your request, and I'm going to now erase all of this. First I'll merge layers, and then erase. Okay. So I'm getting ready to do the random choice. Let me see what this link is real quick. This link does look scary. What is this? This is some kind of spam about lottery? Why? Oh, it opens two things. That's weird. Okay, so that's weird. Why did it do that? Okay, so I guess this is the real thing, but it opened up something else. So it looks like kind of Yogi Bear and a couple other guys. Okay, well that will be if. But did you even put it in? Are you still here, Fox Pixar, or did you just drop a link and disappear? I can't tell. Again, you don't have to chat, but if you want to be considered for a request, you got to put it in. So I'll give it a couple more seconds. I'll give it a 3 count, and then I got to pick. You'll still have time to put it again for the next one, but I got to roll on here. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of what we got in here. And then let's see what we got. Pick random. All right, let's see. Is it Ox? No. Is it Danny? No. It is Airzuki with Saru from Discovery. There you go, your winner for this round. There's still more chances to win, so stay tuned. And let me go ahead and get some reference for Saru real quick. S-A-R-U. I wonder if I need any more than that, or if that'll just be enough. Nope, that's enough. Okay. This is the character and actor we are talking about, Doug Jones as Saru from Star Trek Discovery. Let me see if I can find a good picture. There's a lot of good pictures, actually. I kind of would like to get one with his mouth somewhat open. I like when he goes like there's like a click noise when he opens his mouth, so I'm going to see if I can find that. Most of these pictures have it with closed, so I might not have a choice in the matter. If I was doing this like as a commission thing, I could like stream an episode of the series and then like take a screenshot or something to get better reference. But in this, I'm limited to what I find in Google image search within a minute or two, because I don't want to make everybody wait. All right, this one, okay, this is pretty good. This isn't exactly what I wanted, but close enough. So save, and then open. Okay, got my reference. Let me move chat so I can see it. Yosh. And then Dolly Girl says, looks like Gumby Yogi Bear. Yeah, it looks like claymation or stop motion like Gumby. I agree. I didn't know who the other characters were. I didn't look at it too closely. Maybe they were all Yogi Bear characters. Or maybe they were not. And maybe that was the whole point, was to see them done as if they were Yogi Bear characters. All right, so here we go for Saru. Oops, that is white. White is not helpful. Boom, Discovery Zone. That's not the theme song to Discovery. I keep doing pencil by mistake instead of brush. Sorry about that, chaps. Okay, 50, and we'll bring this up to 100 pixels wide. Yeah, the wide pixels show. Here we go with Sorrow. No, it's Suru, but it doesn't rhyme as much. Okie dokie. Here's one eye, here comes another. And then he doesn't have a nose, but there is like a proboscis kind of jut there. And then the nostrils look like they're down in this area. And then his mouth is roughly where a human mouth would be, but it's got this kind of like different shape, like a wider mouth with like a kukuwaka. And then this comes up. And then again, the chin kind of has an extra piece there. And then this goes up to like where his eye socket is, it looks like. So that's an easy line to find. And then the jawline is basically human. And then he's got, actually I should move this whole thing over a little bit. I'm running out of room. And then he's got these sort of, I mean, they're ears, I guess. They're ears. I don't have to, they're sort of ears. They're not human, so they don't count. No, they're ears, but they're in like a little bit different place, different shape. And then this kind of goes up one way, He has like heavy brow, but they're not sinister. Like a lot of times, like with the critters, they have a heavy brow, but it's very sinister. His are more sort of inquisitive. And then this comes up, and again, I think I'm gonna have to, maybe I'll shrink the whole thing down a little bit. There we go. I move that. Okay. And I'm gonna zoom in at my reference over here. Boop, boop. He's bald. He's a bald alien. And he's got kind of a big head. It's like a long head. It's not like a big bulbous, like a kind of brain thing. It's more like he's got a long head in general. The face, the chin, everything's all elongated. And that comes out, and he's got some little lines there, but I'm not going to get into that at this point. And this image does have his mouth slightly agog. So we'll do that. And he's got like kind of bright blue eyes, but they're recessed in all this. Okay. And then his neck. Actually, I never noticed like all the texture and stuff on his neck. It almost looks like gills or something, although he is a air breather. Maybe he's more closely descended from some sort of reptilian water-breathing species. I don't know if they went into a little bit of the history, the evolution of his people, but I don't know if they got into that part of it where like we used to be in water. I don't remember them saying one way or the other. And it doesn't even have to be. It could just be what my human eyes perceive it to be. But yes, and let me check his collar. His Discovery collar. Discovery Zone collar. Welcome to Discovery Zone. Please don't pee in the ball pit. This is a spaceship for children. That's not what the show is about. You guys are going to be so disappointed. There's no pizza. There's no video games. It's all exploring space and fighting bad guys and stuff like that. Okay, so we'll take this whole thing and lower the opacity to 50. Plop. I want to, I'm going to squash and stretch a little bit here with this Jambone. First, I'm going to make the whole thing a little bit bigger, and then I'm just going to that way a little bit, and then, yeah, because I wanted the head tilt. Still a little bit squanchy. There we go. All right. Now I'm done with that rough layer and going to the next one. Let me check. Let me check chat. Oops, I moved the wrong window. There's that. And Dolly said, looks like Gumby Yogi Bear. Fox, oh, welcome back, Fox Pixar. I thought you left. What's a Gumby Yogi Bear? I believe she was referring to the link you sent because it looks like clay, like a Yogi Bear, but made out of clay. Maybe you could enlighten us if you created that, what you made it out of. Gumby was a clay character, so I think that's where that's coming from. Or, stop motion, as it were, Play-Doh, some sort of sculpting material, super sculpty, whatever. All right, so we'll get in here. Oops, I forgot to change my brush. Sorry about that. Hard round, 60, 75% opacity. There we go. Okay. Once again, this line kind of comes up heavy and goes into the ocular ridge, which comes down up into this other sort of brow piece. And then down here, a lot of detail in this guy's face. I'm glad I didn't do full body on him. And then the eye, very bright and wide, and like, whoa. All blue, no white. And some recessed lines, like so. And then again, the nostril kind of comes up like this. But it's, I guess it is, now that I look at it, it is kind of one big, huge nose, but just not the way you think of it as a human. Because this like kind of nostril piece is on the side of the big bump that would be a nose in a human. But then there's this other line here, which may or may not be another nostril. Part of the species, which I'm blanking on the name, maybe Arizuki remembers the name of this species, but the species is sort of like a adapted prey species. So they were like the bottom of the food chain. They were, evolved from like elk or some sort of prey species that could like run fast and stuff. So a lot of his attributes are related to that. So he has better hearing and sight, and he's fast and he could sense danger. And so like a lot of his extra alien abilities are all about avoiding detection and sensing things. So that would make sense that this nose maybe is like super sensitive as well. Kelpian, thank you, Arzuki. Kelpian. Which also makes me think it's descended from sea creatures, not in a logical way, but kelp is like what a lot of sea creatures eat on Earth. So kelp, he's a kelpian. He eats kelp. He's from the sea. That is not based on any facts other than the fact that kelp is something in the sea on Earth. But considering the character was written by people on Earth, I wonder if subconsciously or consciously that's where they got the name from. All right, get the little mouth situation going. Actually, it's up a little bit more, so I need to erase a little there. There we go. Fox Pixar, I was saying before, if you want to request, that's fine, but you have to put it into the queue because I have a random selector to make it fair. So you would need to put exclamation point, request, the word request, a space, and then the name of the character you want, or you could just put like the Link character or whatever. But if you don't do that, you're not in the running. And I do have time to do more. So I'd like you to have a chance to win, but you're not gonna if you don't do that. And if you are leaving and coming back, then you're not gonna hear me say that, and you also will not be in the running. Okay, there's the other ridge, and then there's it does look like there's another like hole, which could be like another nostril or sensory appendage, orifice, feature, I guess feature. Okay. And then the other eye. Oh, actually, I guess that kind of comes up like that. And then the other eye. I had it a little bit too far in the rough, so I'll correct in this phase. And I don't think I'm going to need another pass on this for the level of sketching I do in these things. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of shadow on top rather than doing another pass of detail. Let's see, Arzuki. Yeah, I saved a big one for last. LOL. Good call. But yeah, I've really been liking Discovery. It's on season 2 now, and I'm a big Star Trek fan. I've seen every episode of every season, with the exception of some of the animated series, and I've seen every movie at least once, most of them more than once. I've read some of the novelizations, some of the comics, so I know my Star Trek. And Discovery season 1 took a while to win me over. I didn't. It was always well acted and well produced and like well made. It wasn't like a bad show, but in the beginning, I didn't like it as a Star Trek show. I felt like it wasn't Star Trek, and I didn't know why they didn't just call it like space people or space people, But by the end of season 1, it had kind of won me over, and I'm enjoying season 2 as well. So whatever trepidation I had about it in the beginning is over. It is definitely the darkest version of Star Trek we've seen, and that was part of what it took me a little while to get over. But we have the Orville, which isn't Star Trek but feels like old-fashioned, kind of optimistic Star Trek. So you put the two together and you kind of get everything you might want. And the Orville also like took me a while. In the beginning, it was very much just like Family Guy jokes, and but by the end of season 1, going into season 2, it got a lot more just regular sci-fi. Arzuki, got him. Okay. And then we see a little bit less on this side, but we still see a little bit of that ear sort of flap thing. And then the chin, sort of an alien butt chin coming up in here. Alien butt chin, how do you do? Zoop, 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 scoobily poo. And then we got this situation. Okay, let me turn that off for a second. All right, that's looking pretty good. I think I want to move my attention to the neck and bottom. But well, not bottom. Bottom of the picture, top of the body. All right, so we sort of got. Actually, I think I want to make the neck thin because he's a very thin character, but it's not a thin neck. It's actually on the thicker side of human. So I think that's a little closer to what it is. And then I'll adjust the collar accordingly. And that comes down, sort of a high military collar, which I like in a design sense on most characters. I a while back talked about Aquaman and how he had like kind of one of the worst costumes, but somebody somewhere, he used to have like a scoop neck, and somebody made kind of a collar up that made it more like a military uniform, more regal, more kingly. And I was like, all of a sudden, I like this costume. That's all it took. And I was already a fan of that sort of look before, and it just reinforced in my mind that's like just a great design choice. All right, so he's got very prominent sort of ganglia. Well, the ganglia are the thing that hang out from the back of his neck. I was just trying to make a generic term for whatever this gobblage is. Gobblage. No, not a cheddar goblin, just gobblage. Let me check chat. Still just Arazuki saying got him. Okay, cool. And I think right now there's only 2 requests in the queue. So if you're in the queue, right now you got a 50-50 chance. If you're not in the queue, you got a 0% chance. But you could get in the queue, and then you have a 33.3 to infinity chance. Yes. All right, so I'll put a little bit of this in here because his costume is sort of a dark blue. Okay, zoom out a bit. There we go. And some more shadows. I'll go in and do an actual proper shading level, but sometimes it's good to just put some heavy shadows in. For lack of a term, the inking phase. Not that I'm inking, but that's what this would be. I think I made his nostrils too big here. I think that they wrap around that much, but the actual holes are much smaller, the dark part. So I think if I do this, yeah, that's a little more accurate. The major shape I got right, but underneath I got a little excessive. And I think I just saw a chat pop up out of the corner of my eye. I'll check it in a second. Samurai Ox whispers about more chatter and goblins. Dolly Girl, has anyone watched David the Gnome? I mean, I watched it a bit when I was a kid a million years ago on Nickelodeon. Is there a new one, or is that the one you're referring to? If that's one you're referring to, then I can say, yes, I have. Okay, and he's got a couple little, I don't know if they're freckles or if it's actually a line of, it's detail, so it's hard for me to tell if it's 3-dimensional or 2-dimensional, but that's working. Okay, so I'm going to take this layer and bring it down to like 20%, and then I'm going to erase all the stuff that falls off the side. So I'll just kind of leave it in there as like a little extra texture detail, but only inside the confines of the facial structure, which I just identified and outlined. And then I'll clean up the eyes because I want those to be nice and bright. And the rest of it I could leave, maybe a little bit in the mouth. All right, I'll leave that. And then, I feel like I want to show the ganglia, but I feel like you wouldn't be able to see them from this angle. Maybe I want to tuck that in a little bit. I'm just looking at the overall shape of the face, and I think it's mostly right. Mostly they come out at night. Mostly. All right, that's a quote from Aliens that Newt, the little girl, says. That I don't know why, but it always pops into my head. Mostly. Okay. A little bit here. So this, I think this actually, you can't see it, but it comes down a little bit like that is what I was getting wrong, which is where the ganglia would come out, but in this particular moment they're not. And yeah, I think we're gonna, I want to keep working on it, but this is supposed to be a quick sketch, not a finished commission drawing. So we'll stop there, but I will now put a shadow layer on everything to help form these shapes and inform the volume of everything. Let's see. Erzuki says, yeah. Oh, wait. Dolly Girl says, that is the one I'm referring to. Erzuki says, yeah, I used to love that show. I should watch an episode again. And Dolly Girl says, I used to have a book it was based on. I didn't know it was based on a book. That's very cool that you actually had the book. Wasn't it like, it wasn't American, right? It was like German or something. Like, it was in English on Nickelodeon, but I always thought it came from another country. I could be wrong about that. I'm just guessing. But maybe if you have the book, you would know more than me. Well, if you have the book, you definitely know more than me because I didn't even know it was from a book. But you know what I mean, that you might have more information about the origins, possibly. Like the Smurfs, for example, how they were not, were they from Sweden or something? They were definitely not American originally. They were called like Schrumpfs or something. But that's something I learned like a couple years ago. I never knew that. So I wonder if, but I never even suspected that. Whereas David the Gnome, I did, even as a kid, suspect like, this seems like animation from somewhere else. Kind of like there was another show called Belle and Sebastian, which I think was like French. And it had that same sort of feel of like, it's nice and all, but it's, I don't know, the aspect ratio or the frame rate or something was just not the same as all the other American cartoons, is the vibe I had from David the Gnome. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and color this whole thing black over here. Well, I'm going to lower the opacity on this anyway, so it won't stay this dark, but, and then have it just lighten up on the edge there. A little bit more down here. And maybe I'll bring it up crown. All right, I'll take this all down to 50%. See how that looks? Okay, not bad. Let me see. Maybe I'll put a little bit of texture in the background. Actually, maybe I'll do a highlight since I left those other pieces in. The like kind of the construction lines. If I do a little bit of highlight, not on top of that line. Wait. There we go. Maybe not. Maybe I don't need a highlight. Well, I'm doing it anyway. So here it is. It's happening. It's being done. Just to break them up a little bit. Okay. And then I will just put a little bit of texture in the background. Let me find a cool texture brush, and then we'll move on to our next one. Let's see. Erzuki says, I love how he calls this a sketch. Well, it is a sketch. I mean, this is like would need to be inked, and then I appreciate the compliment, but if this was a commission or something I was printing or some kind of finished work, it would definitely take more steps. I'm going to put in a texture brush, but here is your reminder once again. If you have a request that is not in, and actually let me check the queue. There are only 2 in. Ox and Danny are the only ones that have requests in right now. So if you want a request, hey Dan Glitter, welcome to the stream. If you want a request, now is the time. I'm about to finish this up and put one in. This includes you, Diane Glitter. This includes you, Fox Pixar, and anybody who wants a chance of getting their request taken. It's about 6:36, so I'm definitely going to do one more. I don't know if I'll have time for 2 more or not, but at least one more for sure. And if you want to be included in that, exclamation point, request, the word request. Sorry, I got a little distracted because I'm trying to use this brush. The word request, and then the name of the character or thing you would like to see me do, and then you'll be in the running. And right now, there's only 2 people in there, so you have a very good chance. I like that brush, and I already lost it. Oh, there it is. Nope. I'll use a different texture brush to erase some of that. We'll go 100. Oops, no, that's too much. We'll go 300 maybe. Opacity 25. Okay, soften this up a little bit. Maybe I'll go a little bit bigger for something. There we go. Because I like that there's shadow on the backside. Shadow on the backside, the new single from Beck. It's a little bit much, so now I'll bring this all down to 50 maybe. Yeah, I think that works. And we'll call that Saru done. Oh, you know what? I'm going to, like I did with the critter, I'm going to pop in a little bit of color, just some blue for the eyes, because that is a very distinguishing feature of his. I think it's part of what makes him such a sympathetic character. Whoa, that is way too big. There we go. All right, Saru Dunzo. File, save as. Saru. Okay, so now we will close all this, and I'll take a look at the queue. Let's see. Diane Glitter, I don't think your request worked. You need a space there, baby. Erzuki is schooling her. I'm gonna check the queue. Yep, so far only 2 in there right now. All right, I'll give it a second so Diane Glitter can get her request properly in. And if anybody else has one, again, now is the time. I'm about to pick a new one. I am not sure if I'll have time for one after it. I may, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. Depends on what I end up having to do right here. Dan Glitter, get your request in. Now is the time. All right, let me check the queue. Still just 2. Oh, poo-poo sticks, Dan Glitter. You gotta step up your requesting game there, baby. Erzuki, well, I guess you're already held. I was just gonna say that. All right, Diane Glitter, do not put a request in. Erzuki put it on your behalf. Erzuki has already won, but this is for Diane Glitter. So okay, so I'm gonna do that now. Thank you for the assist. I was literally gonna ask you to do that. All right, taking a picture, and let's do pick random, and let's see. It is not Ox. It is it's Airzuki on behalf of Diane Glitter. So Ox, you can be mad at Airzuki for that. All right, so now I need to mental connection friend. Ox has given some unhappy cats. Yo, I think this request queue is like weighted because I feel like I'm cheating. Rigged. But it's okay because Diane Glitter deserves it. Woohoo! All right, so I got to look up who you're talking about here. So let me get into. So this is Murphy from Z Nation. Okay, Z Nation. Okay. I haven't seen Z Nation, so you got me on that one. Oh, it's a comedy? I didn't even know that. I guess I would have assumed it was a spinoff of World War Z. So you're hitting me with some new info there, Diane Glitter. Murphy, Z Nation. Alvin Murphy, Z Nation. Oops. No, I need to images. Okay, and then it says, what's the other thing? It says red or blue. I don't know what that means. I guess we'll find out. I'm seeing pictures of an actor with a beard. None of them look red or blue. I see. He's got like colors on his face, I guess. Wow, all these pictures. Okay, just so everybody can see, this is what I'm looking at, and like half of these look like different people, but I guess it's all the same guy. So I will just pick one. It's like Walking Dead, Diane Glitter says, but it's a comedy because in the description it says he's comedy. Let's see. All right, well, I think I'm going to do red because this is a nice clear picture I can use. And I'll save that image. Save, and then open it up so I could look at it. Yep. Okay, got it. Let's see, Diane Glitter, number 2 with red tie. I don't know what that means. Oh, maybe you're suggesting the one I should use, but I've already picked one, which might even be the one you're talking about. So this, I believe, based on what you're saying, this is the red version. And we'll just do another headshot. Not exactly a comedy, campy though. Okay. Not as serious as Walking Dead though. Okay, there's eyes. Give him some eyes. How long has it been going on? Is this like already a season in, or is it just started, or? Dang Glitter, fine, yes! And he's got a little pouty bottom lip. And then he's got a Scott Zillner handlebar mustache thing going on. Looks like a Carney Barker, kinda. And then he's got, I think you call this a Van Dyke, this goatee. A little tough of the white in there, but we're going to get to that in the next pass. He doesn't have as many nostrils as Saru does. I noticed that. He's got more like the human amount, the normal human amount. I mean, he might not be a human. He might be a zombie or some other kind of creature, but still more humanoid than Saru. Okay, he's definitely got some. And he also has more arching, possibly sinister, or at the very least mischievous eyebrows, unlike Saru. I don't know why I'm comparing him to Saru so much, except that I just drew him. He's got some good sideburns. I appreciate this sideburn game there. And let me zoom this down a little bit. Zooming down. Enhance. No, don't enhance. The opposite of enhance, whatever that is. All right, so then he's got some flop up hair here. Slick back, tall style. And I see some chat from Diane Glitter. Wow, Diane Glitter. Woohoo! Newest version, he's red. Sometimes he's blue. It's like Walking Dead. Number 2 with the red tie. Not exactly comedy. Campy, though. Fine. Yes. Right. I think it's 5 seasons. Just watched the last episode today. Wow, 5 seasons, and I'm just now hearing about it. You're definitely ahead of the curve on me on that one. Airzuki. More human than human. More human than human. That's white zombie, though. We're looking at a red zombie. Airzuki, and then Diane Glitter. Someone called him Sunburn in today's episode. Yup. Okay, cool. So we get that, and then his little neck kebab, like so, and then we'll give him his tie. Flu, I like to wear a tie. And my collar is so stripy, it might as well be a bow tie on top of my tie. And then I got another collar that pops out because I'm a leather jacket popping kind of feller. All right, and I think I'm only going to need to do one pass on this as well, which means I will likely have time for another request after this. So I know we got at least 2 in there. If you don't have your request in, put it in. You got a shot coming up after the break. No, there's no break. All right, so I'm going to take this, make this be my guide layer, lock that down. I'm going to take a quick sip of a drink. Let me turn this so you don't hear me. Caffeine-free Diet Dr. Pepper. When you're out of Coke Zero, try Dr. Pepper. And then I'm going to take a sip of water as well. Diet Dr. Gaz is sponsoring today's episode. Now let's get back to the action with this guy whose name I already forgot, Ryan Murphy. It's Murphy. Is it Ryan Murphy? Well, it's Murphy at the very least. All right. So, you know what? I think I made his head a little bit too narrow. Still in Saru mode. So I'm going to grab this whole chunk and pull it like a skunk. That's a little bit better. Doop. And I'll lock that down and put one here. Let's see. He's Diane Glitter. He's real cool. And then she says, "Glut glug, just Murphy. Just Murphy. Hey, what's your name, Murphy? Just Murphy." Twisting. All right. Let me get in here with some actual line work. We'll bring this down to a healthy 30 and doop doop. Okay, that looks good. I was already using kind of a small brush to begin with, so you know what? That's too small. I think 40 would have been better. I'm gonna do 40, everybody. 40, everybody. Hey, let's rock. We're gonna do the 40 shock. It's shocking what he can do with a 40. Colt 45? No, Billy D. Just 40. Okay, so ear top, ear bottom, ear. What's going on then? All right, so his sideburns do that thing where they kind of come in and have like a sharp point. Then we go up here for the more hair. The more hair, the better on this Murphy man. He's got it on his face, on his head, on the sides of his face, above his eyes. His name should be Harry, not Murphy. Let's see. Dan Glitter, he's looking good. He does have tall, high hair head. Dolly Girl, announcement. Don't forget to drink water. Thank you, Dolly. I did just have a sip, but I appreciate that. Although I think Erzuki is having a sip of water in the background, so your announcement was not in vain.
I am.
She is. Hopefully you heard that. Erzuki is a water drinking someone in the background. Yeah. Do. High hair head, buddy. It's a little bit rockabilly, a little bit Carney Barker, and all bad mamma jamma. Call him Murphy. Just Murphy. All right. There's his hair head, hat high. Hi, Joss. Hi ho. It's off the zombie world we go. It's not a comedy, but it's kind of campy. That's right. It's Z World. Yes, indeed. It's Z. You can always tell when it gets towards the end of these streams because I get like this. My natural ability to pretend to be normal starts fading. Actually, I guess it's my practiced ability to pretend to be normal. If it was natural, it would just happen and I would be normal. Okay, he's got ears, and he knows how to use them. I hear the cat starting to meow, which means they think it's dinner time, although it's not even close to dinner time. I guess, like humans, they'll want to have unhealthy snacking out of boredom at times. Let's see. Yay for Erzuki. Deli Girl. Oh, good. Erzuki says yay for me. Diane Glitter. You guys got to watch it. LOL. We will put it on the list. What was the show we just started watching? Miracle Workers? That's pretty good. That's on CBS. It's got Steve Buscemi as God. And Daniel Radcliffe as an angel. And a bunch of other people, too. Those are just the names I actually know off the top of my head. And that is definitely a comedy. Okay. So he's got his nose for smelling and his mouth for telling you to back off because he's a tough guy. And he runs a carnival maybe, or he's in a band fighting zombies. Maybe he's a zombie. Maybe he's a zombie that fights zombies. There's so many things we cannot know without watching that funny show. He's blue, then he's red. He's got a tall head of hair. His name is Murphy. Just like RoboCop. Maybe this whole show is like a prequel to RoboCop, an alternate version. I know that's unlikely, but I'm going to go into it expecting him to turn into RoboCop, and if he doesn't, I'll be very disappointed and write the producers and tell them that they should stop making TV and start making movies because they're individuals, not whatever. This is your reminder. If you want to request, exclamation point, the word request, a space, and then the name of the thing or person, character you would like me to draw. And you could do that for free. You don't have to follow. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to give me bits. You don't even have to chat. You just have to follow that procedure, and then you have a random equal chance to get chosen. If you don't do that, then you have zero chance of getting chosen, as our friend Pixel Fox or Fox, the other person who wanted the Yogi Bear Gumby guy, which maybe that isn't what that was because they never followed up. I think they're probably like watching other streams or channels and just sort of checking in now and then, which is not the best way to have a chance of getting chosen. It's a fine way to watch, but not if you have a request. Actually, speaking of which, I wonder if Danny's still here because Danny said they had their brother at a stream, but at least Danny got their request in the proper way. And Danny's a veteran. Danny's been here for almost every stream. Danny knows what's up. All right, let me check time real quick. All right, about 9 minutes to 7. So as usual, we'll go a little bit over. I'll do one more after this to close out the potentially final show. Give one more chance to the peoples that haven't gotten chosen. Let's see. Airzuki, wait, not quite. Danglitter, not quite. Airzuki, I request that Ox wins. Dolly Girl, ooh, me too. I request Ox wins too. Danglitter, I second Airzuki's request. The Samurai Ox kicks rocks, knowing he won't win. Danglitter, I guess I'll have to third it. Well, I mean, the will of the people is that you win, but unfortunately, it's not based on the will of the people, but on random chance. On random chance. Cheddar Goblin. Maybe if you pray to the Cheddar Goblin. I mean, couldn't hurt, right? Oh, goblin who are so cheddary, green be thy skin. Oh, who's... Airzuki is sending me messages, which is very unprofessional. Excuse me. This better be important because I'm streaming live. Airzuki says, I want dinner soon. Okay, great. Thank you. That could have waited. I do want dinner soon. Well, after the stream, baby. Then we're going to dinner time go-go's. Maybe I won't have ice cream for dinner. Maybe I'll have real food. I was talking about having just ice cream for dinner in an attempt to lose weight. Which I know makes no sense, but like, I'm like, well, I haven't eaten too much today. I had a slice of pizza and Pop-Tarts. That's all I've eaten all day. And I kind of want ice cream. And I'm like, well, instead of having dinner, maybe I'll just eat that pint of Ben & Jerry's, which is a lot of calories. But if that's all I eat, that's actually not too bad for my calorie intake for the day. But maybe I should just have real food and not have the ice cream. I just don't trust myself to not have the ice cream. So I was like, well, I know I could eat ice cream and then not have real food. I don't know if I could have real food and then not have ice cream. I guess we'll find out. Glitter laughing appropriately. A lot of times I say this kind of stuff and people think I'm just being goofy or putting on a character, but no, this is really how my mind works. I really was thinking a tub of ice cream would be a good way to lose weight. And I still kind of think it. I know it's probably not a good idea. All right, he's got these black stripes here. Okay. And he's got a lot of texture on his face, but I think I'm going to leave that for now. I won't do it in this phase. There's this leather jacket. He's got a little snapper. I'll put some heavy darks for the leather. And then I'm not going to do color, but kind of like I did with the critter and with Saru, I'll put some red in on his face, but I'll use a texture brush to give him that kind of, like you said, sunburn looking kind of thing going. Okay. Hi-ho, the dairy-o. He's got a leather jacket, yo! Yeah, so as a reminder that anyone's coming in late, this is the sort of last TRL I'm going to do. I'm going on an indefinite hiatus from this show. I will still be on Twitch. Mondays I have a Power Rangers show where we review the newest episode, talk about news, and I do Power Rangers art above me. And that will still be happening, as well as YouTube and all the other social media I'm on. And I might still do some random art stream Twitches on here if the mood strikes me. But the scheduled Monday night request show that I've been doing, unfortunately, I got to cut some stuff out of my schedule, and this was the thing that fell on the chopping block. So this is the big farewell show of this version of my presence here on Twitch. So once again, if you don't have a request in, this may be your last chance for a very long time. Let's see. Wait, hold on. Diane Glitter, haha, sounds like a good diet. Erzuki, he said, Diane Glitter, I could definitely do it. Ox is laughing. Erzuki, tonight for dinner, I want to let you know I'm having nothing but Ben and Jerry's because, well, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that. Diane Glitter, we do know. Looking good. Murph, wash. Wah! I don't know what happened there, but okay. All right, let me turn that off for a second. All right, he needs a little bit more line work up in here. I made him look a little too clean and young and presentable, and he seems more like a I've been on the road and I've seen some stuff, kid. You think you know what's up with this world? You're gonna learn, you, because I'm a red man, and the red man knows what's going on with the. You want to blow your nose? I got the right kind of tissues for that. What do you got? Some earwax? Hey, here's a Q-tip. I'm the red man. Yeah, I think I've written the show perfectly at this point. I made his mustache too wide, I realize. I'm gonna correct that. I kept thinking I made his face too skinny, but I think it's more about making the mustache too wide. So I'm gonna correct that, and then I'll go in through the color, and then I'm gonna pick the next random request. So you've got maybe a minute or two to put your final request in if you haven't. Now that's somebody that hasn't already won, obviously. Okay, and then I'm gonna do like I did with Saru, where I will bring this underlayer down to 25 and erase most of it, but leave some in for some extra texture, which again, I might not do if he was a normal human because he's got some weird zombie burn, whatever he's got going on with his face. It'll help with the texture there. But I will erase it off his eyes. Actually, the whites of his eyes, but not the pupils, because he's got some weirdness going on there too. And a little bit in the hair. And then I'm just going to kind of do some dapple dots all over this. Dapple dots will do ya. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom out. I'll lock that. And then I will make a new layer for color and grab a reddish. Maybe I'll do two passes. I'll do one pass with sort of like an orange undertone. But again, I'll get a textured brush with like a weird pattern. Let's see. Here's something. Okay, I'll bring this up to 105. Why is that not doing anything? Oh, there it goes. It was just on a delay for some reason. I need to make this bigger. I'll bring it up to 400 and something. Okay, so I'll kind of fill this in haphazardly as the base coat. And I'll do cleanup eraser on the sides and everywhere that is not his skin, like the beard. Like the beard. Like the mustache. Like the stash. Like the eye whites. The eye whites are getting clean. Alright, and then I will grab the eraser and put another little Doppler effect on that. Oops. Make it much smaller. Bring the opacity down to like 50. Nope. Bigger. Need it to be bigger. Let's see. Diane Glitter. He's definitely slick and cool. Dolly Girl. I love the hair and the strength. Thank you. I love him, Diane Glitter. He's red all over. I like the whole thing. Good. Okay. And the going in the right direction here. All right. Let me. Highlight. And again, I'm going to go back in with a passive red on top of this. Okay, so there's that. And then I'll get more of an actual reddish color. And let me, this one looks good. Bring it up to about 150. bring the opacity down to 50. And then we'll go in on the eyes and kind of everywhere blood would pool, sort of the edges of the temples and the bottom of the cranial plate, tip of the nose, a little bit under here, under there, the ears for sure, the cheeks. Helps give them kind of a sullen look too. And I'll bring this all down to 75. Actually, maybe I'll put this under the orange. Yeah, I'll put this under the orange and leave it at 100. And then maybe I'll do one more pass on top. One more pass on top, because again, there's a lot of texture to this guy. But I'll make this one a little bit of a yellow-orange, like a light color. Right. Yeah, if I was doing like real color, I'd spend a long time getting this color right and the texture right, but I can't work on it forever, so I'm kind of faking it. Oh, my stomach just rumbled. It's like, I want ice cream or real food or both. I don't care. Something. Get it in there. All right. And then, you know what? What time? We're at 7:01, so this would be the normal time to stop. Like I said, I'm going to do one more, but I'll give just one last little shake here of a normal red. Because he's got it in his tie and his collar as well, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that in his face to kind of match it and bring the theme through the whole thing. So I'll bring this way down here, and just put some red in here. Wait, is this the same layer? Yes, okay. Now I'm getting crazy on this because I want to do a lot of stippling, which I think is how it should be done, but that's a long process that I don't have time for. So again, I'm faking it and just put a couple stipples in. Stipples. Let me just check chat real quick. Samurai Gaz says, I'm not terribly great with likenesses, and this is only a sketch anyways. Yeah. Yes, I mean, that's exactly right what you guys are saying. I know you're saying it sarcastically, but shut up. All right. And let me lighten this up a little bit. All right. We're going to have to be done. Well, okay, I lied. One more thing, because now I made the... Because I did put so much color in there now, like it looks weird that his hair has no color in it. So I'm just gonna do a quick layer. Shut up, you guys. I know. But I gotta. I have no choice. I'm compelled to do it. I took it too far. I could have stopped sooner, but because I didn't stop sooner, okay, he's got a little white stripe in there. And this is not white, so we go like that. Okay, I'm trying to do this as quick and sloppy as I can to make up for the fact that I shouldn't be doing it at all. And then I'll color his shirt in. I will not do any more after this. I mean, I will do another request. I will not do any more color, like push back, decide, change my minds after this. Except that I have to put a background color. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even going to do that. All right, so this guy's a dunzo. His name is Murphy. He's a red zombie man, maybe. And he's a slick, cool person with a thing. That thing is a mustache. And we're going to call him Slicky Go-Go. Okay, Slicky Go-Go, get out of here. Dying Glitter, I hope you're happy with that. And we're going to merge all these down. And erase. And we'll see what's in the queue here. And I'll check the chat as well. Let's see. Dying Glitter looking good. Samurai, you're better than you give yourself credit for. Pretty badass, brother. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm a terrible person, and no, I'm kidding. Glad you like it. All right, so let's check the queue. Okay, we just got two. We got Samurai and Danny, so it's 50-50 for the last one, possibly ever. Who's gonna get it? Oops, I totally closed it by mistake. Okay, there we go. Let me take a little picture, Rooney. Although I guess I don't need to. There's only two in there. And then pick random. Boom, Samurai Ox, you get the final one. Sorry about that, Danny. You did have more votes. Maybe those votes worked. The queue has been closed. You can no longer enter. Okay, so what did you want? Oh yeah, Gizmo as Rambo. Okay, I already forgot. I cleared it and totally forgot. All right, let me put up a quick reference for that. Gizmo as Rambo. Gizmo as Rambo. We were just talking about that movie the other day. I don't remember why. I guess because Critters. Erzuki, thank you for the heart bits. Diane Glitter, did someone laugh? I don't know what that means. Did someone laugh? Maybe, but even that, I don't know. Okay, sorry, that threw me. Did someone laugh? Did someone laugh? Did someone laugh? Dis someone laugh? All right, sorry. I gotta get my. Why does that keep closing on me? I keep opening a window to get a reference. I hope the stream isn't gonna crash again. Oh my gosh, what the heck is happening here? I might be having technical problems. All right. All right, there it goes. Okay, now it's working. Sorry about that. Gizmo. Rambo. Gizmo, Rambo. There we go. Aw, snap. Something went wrong while displaying the images. I'm going to take a sip of water while I try to fix this. That was more like several gulps than one sip, I must admit. All right, I'm finding a lot of, weirdly, I'm finding a lot of fan art as opposed to images from the movie, and I don't want to copy someone's art if I could help it. That's a pretty awesome figure. Actually, working from the figure might not be the worst idea. Sorry, I'm just, oh, I guess I should, this is what we're looking at. But you can see a lot of it is, well, that's a GIF, so I can't use that. There's a figure. That's a pretty cool figure right there. But a lot of it's fan art, so I'm just trying to find a good reference. But that is the character we are looking at. Ox is happy. And Erzuki says, yes, me. Glitter, Erzuki laughing in the background. Aw, snap. I think she means aw, snap. But aw, snap. Life size gizmo. Wow, somebody has a tattoo of this. Look at this. Somebody got a tattoo of that on their arm. I guess that's their arm. And they had a lot of Gremlins tattoos. All right. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. Sorry. It's hard to find a really clear picture because I keep finding a GIF with the fire in front of the face. I mean, I guess I could draw that, but I kind of want to leave the fire out so you can get a better picture of the actual face. I might be better off looking at one of these toys. I think, as proven in my life, toys as reference is the way to go. Flaming arrow. Yeah, but even if I have the flaming arrow, I didn't want it. Like a lot of the references are covering so much of the face, so I didn't want to do that. All right, I found a toy maquette that I'm going to use as my reference. So we're going to just go. I am going to rotate this. Image rotation, 90 degrees clockwise. There we go. Okay, and zooming out, booba doob. Oh, I got to move chat because I covered it with my reference. Here comes chat. Boop. There we go. All right. So I will start as per my usual with a very big soft brush. We'll say 300 dpi, and then opacity 25. I'm going to go a little bit even more light than I normally do because it's going to be a little bit of a layout situation. So there's eye, nose, mouth, and then the fuzz kind of around the whole thing. And then the ear. So that's what I was worried about. The ear's not going to fit. So I might. It's okay if it falls off the page, but I want to make sure I get like kind of the anatomy right first. So it's like a fuzz tuft, and then the ear comes down and kind of sags a little bit on the top. Oh, on that one, but then this one's. I guess that's the expression. This one's like right up. I feel like maybe the head's a little bit bigger. The proportions are really crazy on Gizmo. I've never drawn Gizmo before. I mean, maybe as a kid I did, but not in any way that is significant. Like I'm trying to figure out the anatomy of this creature as I'm going. And then got the little paw up here. This reminds me of when I did Steve Amella's Green Arrow. It's almost the exact same pose. So he's got this little white out bottle that he lights on fire. So we'll put a little bit of fire there. But again, I didn't want it to cover everything up. And then rubber band for that. And it was sort of a, I guess like a paper, like some kind of super deluxe paper clip he bent into it. And he's holding that here. And there's this fuzz body. And I guess what I'll do is, taking that as a general layout, I'm going to tilt it like that. And then I am going to zoom like this. Actually, maybe it's more... I want the head to be like that. Okay, I think what I got to do is leave the head like that and then take everything else that is not the head and twist it down a little bit so it's shooting a little bit more straight. Yeah, like that. Okay, cool. All right, bring this all down to 50 and we'll go into the next layer. I'll check chat in 1 second. Flaming arrow, dangler. Ears are like, okay, I think we're powering on? Hopefully that fixed it. I don't know what happened, everybody. Everything just went black and my resolution changed and I couldn't close Photoshop. I couldn't save what I was doing, so the progress I'd made is lost. We're going to try to pick it up, finish this out, and close it on not a crashed computer for the final episode. Let me check chat. It looks like it's working. If somebody would say something, I would appreciate it. I'm going to check my bot here. Let's see if that works. That seems to be working. Okie doke. Are you reading me? Hello. Is it coming through? We're trying to reach the people. Are you the people? Do you have a Samurai Ox amongst you? And back. Okay, there we go. I'm the people. Woo! Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on today. I had a hard time starting it, and yeah, almost lost it at the end there. So we're going to push on through. Oh, this light is really blowing up my face. Is that better? Nah, whatever. So I'm going to go back to doing Rambo, Gizmo, Rambiz. Okay. Unfortunately, that means I got to start back from scratches because, yeah, it crashed and I lost all my zips. So here we go. Doing the same basic thing. The same pose with the big old bat ears. I got to change my brush. Lost my brush settings and everything. What a world. What a world. Okay, 50. Maybe I could do it a little bit faster since I did it once already. Go up and down. It's the Gizmo ear way. And he's got a big old puff here. And the nose, and then the mouth. And then another big old puff. I think I got the anatomy of the head a little bit better that time. And then this one going up. Oh, yeah, right, because he was hurt. Like, he hit his head, and that's why he ended up getting the bandage originally, maybe. I don't remember. I know that happened, but I know he got hurt, and he had a bandage, and then he became Rambo later. But I think he had a regular bandage, not a Rambo bandage. A bandana, rather. Okay. So we got the right angle going there. Let me check chat, make sure everything... Okay, yep, everything still looks good in chat. So we got the white out once again. And the fire. And this is, oh, there's a pencil, right? Okay. We got his little Gizmo Nubbin figures, the little Mogwai mitts, a little fuzzy arm, and then a little one down here. Okie doke. And he's actually kind of firing it correctly. Not that I know that much about bow and arrows, but I have shot them a few times, and you are kind of supposed to bring it back here. A lot of people, you see them like this or this, but like, you know, it's kind of supposed to be on the face. And so it's not perfectly on the face, but I think that's more down to puppetry. I think they actually were trying to get it where it needs to go. And also his anatomy is different than that from a human. So maybe when Mogwai fire bows and arrows, they have different anatomical landmarks than we do. Okay. All right, that's not bad. Do I want to zoom in a little bit maybe? Let's see. And then, oh, right, this is what I was playing with before. You know what? I think that the angle is actually not too bad on this one. I think I kind of corrected ahead of time. All right, we'll call this the rough layer. So that's kind of, all right, we just redid all the work that we had done before. So let me bring that down to 50. Lock it. I will say ahead of time, if it crashes bad again, I'm just gonna bail out because we are running out of time and I'm getting pretty hungry. So I want to get this done, but if it crashes again, don't wait because that's the end of that. It will be not a great way to end it, but this way you know ahead of time not to wait around. Oh, I'm gonna put this up to 75, and I'll bring this down a little darker. Hard round, make it be 100. There we go. That's better. I hope that doesn't happen. But like I said, I don't want you guys waiting around if you don't need to be. Rambo. I could usually do a better gizmo, but my voice is getting toasty. I did drink some water, but I should have probably drank more water and sooner than I actually started. And this was after Dolly Girl gave her warning, but I probably should have had it before that even. Not that I'm blaming anyone but myself. I'm just describing facts. Let's see. Kind of take a little artistic license, make that a little bit more flowy than it actually is. Okay, it's like I said, he's got kind of a fluff puff of hair here, even though most of his ear is sort of flesh. Let's see. Samurai Ox gives the stream extra energy like a spirit bomb. Goots! Well done. That'll definitely get us through the next 30 seconds at least. Okay. And he's got those jams, and then he's got a little bit of fur back here, but it's not as fluffy. And then here's another fluff puff for the ear. Ear puff, fluff puff, Gizmo Rambo style. And he's got a little bit of a, no more Mr. Nice Gizmo. They pushed him too far. He's had enough. And he's got very, very large eyes. That is a distinguishing feature. And then this one, that one's down a lot. And then this one's a little bit more open. It's not as tough guy. Which makes sense because he's like, maybe he's like angry with the one, but then he's trying to see his target with the other. Okay. That looks a little weird. Let me, oops, need a bigger eraser. Let me see here. I think I got the placement of the pupil a little off on that. That's better. I just need to erase that target line because he's not a Terminator, at least not in this movie. Maybe if they do a part 3. I have mixed feelings about that. Having just seen Critters, like, I don't know if I knew Gremlins would be a good idea or not, even though I'd like to see one. I would, it would, I mean, I guess they could do it other ways, but I really would like it if it was the same actors from the first movies too, who, not to be mean, but it's not like, certainly the guy isn't doing a lot, and I don't even think Phoebe Cates is doing that much right now, so maybe they'd come back for it. Like, I don't know, but I would love it because it'd just be like, oh, look, you know, all these years later, and their life just like explodes because the Gremlins come back, and they gotta, I don't know. It's tough because I guess newer audiences would be like, who cares about them? Like, I guess it would have to be one of those things where it was like their kids maybe, and they were like equally sharing the screen. I would want them to be more than cameos, I guess is what I'm saying. I want them to be at least, you know, main characters that get involved because they'd been through it before. But it could even be a thing where they think they know the rules, but like now things have changed and everything they thought they knew about Gremlins is wrong. A little fluffer hair. Less spiky, more fluffy. Okay, and this part actually would go over the bandana. He's got, kind of like Suru, his mouth kind of comes up and then down. Maybe too much. Maybe I did a little too much there. He's got strange anatomy. A lot of puppets today. Well, one of them I picked, I guess. And Suru isn't a puppet, but a lot of non-human anatomy today. How about that? Excuse me. There we go. That's not too bad. Little fuzz fluffs. Let's see. Dan Glitter, you got it all planned out. I don't know about that. I'm sort of figuring it out as I go. Uh-oh, I just heard a noise. Let me save this in case I'm about to lose everything. But I heard my computer just decide to make a, like the noise when you unplug something is like doo-doo-doo-doo, but I didn't unplug anything, so who knows what that meant. Okay, and then we'll get light. And we got to get there's a pencil, so we get the piece there and the eraser and the kind of line that goes on the pencil and a little bit of his little paw. And I feel like, I don't know if I'll do full color, but I definitely at the very least have to do some shading to make the fur look correct. Okay, that goes up there. He's got a little fur, and he's got kind of like a little white beardy area down here. Let's see. Dan Glitter, the new Gremlin movie that is. Oh, yes, I do have it all planned out. I had the new Tron movie all planned out until they made one, which I didn't mind that one actually, but it was very different than what I had in mind. Mine would have had the old versions of Tron, like the old, black and white suit versions mixing in, but like looking like old people and like they were the old generation, and dealing with the new CGI characters. And that would have been a big part of it, like how they dealt with outdated programs and things like that. But they didn't call me, so if they call me for Gremlins, well then, okay, that give them some nice big pupils. That helps. Okay, this is coming out a little bit better than I thought. I was not thinking this was gonna be that easy. Not that it's super easy, but it's not super hard either. I thought it would just, I don't know, I thought it'd be harder because I've never drawn a Gizmo, let alone Rambo Gizmo in like an action pose, but yep, not too shabbo. Not too shabbo. And then it says something here, which we don't know. And then fire. Let's see. Wow, Ox, demanding much. Oh, I missed Ox. Also staying on point. Just a little red for the headband. Oh, no, you know what? I was going to go full color. Now you get nothing. Nothing. Matter of fact, I'm done. No, I'm kidding. Now I'll finish it. I'll finish it. A little bit of red for the headband, he says. I'm more worried about the fur color and getting that to look accurate. All right, so he's got, all right, his other little paw down here. It's funny that they gave him like fingernails. He's only got like 3 fingers and they have fingernails. It's like an extra little detail to make it harder. I guess to make it more natural because most mammals do have some sort of fingernails or hooves or something. But I don't know, it's just an interesting, the kind of stuff you don't notice necessarily until you're like staring at it for this long and trying to figure out the design. Okay, there's the paperclip again. And that comes down this way. Okay, and that goes wherever that goes. And then we got the rubber band. Goes up like that. Erase in there. Okay. Good reference goes a long way too. And once I decided to look at the little maquette statue toy version, it made it a lot easier than trying to find a movie still. So good job me. And good job when I rate off toys to the IRS as reference, because further proof that that is what I use most of them for. I mean, not that I don't enjoy them anyway, but I do often use them, especially my Power Ranger stuff. I'm all the time looking at toys for that. Okay, let me see if I turn, what is this layer? It's nothing, I can erase this. Goodbye layer. Let's see if I turn this one off. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'll bring this down to 25, and actually maybe I just want to get rid of it altogether. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it altogether, unlike the other times. Makes it a little cleaner. Then I will duplicate this layer. Not quite that dark, more like that. Lock that. And then let me see if I put some, I'll do a shadow layer, I'll do a full-on shadow layer, and then see where we go from there. Arizuki's having some kind of adventure in the background. Let's see, Arizuki will get nothing unlike it. Ox is then prostrating himself before me. Dolly Girl, just in case, thank you for the show. Oh, you're welcome, Dolly. It seems like we're going to make it. Hopefully we're going to make it. Excuse me. And then Ox says, hopes he actually finishes this print and puts it on Etsy. Arizuki, your optimism is refreshing, Ox friend. Yeah, it is. You're very cute how optimistic you are, Ox friend. That means I'm not going to do that. In cases, I don't want to give you any false hope. I actually just put in a big print order, but it was mostly Power Rangers and Nessie, which Ox knows because you got a pre-order of it, so you got the deal half price. Well job. Thank you for that, by the way, Ox. And that they'll be available at full price for everyone else eventually. But yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable putting this up as a print without doing more work on it than what I'm going to be doing today. And I don't have the time to do more work on it. As I said, I'm kind of behind on everything, so it's not a matter of me being stubborn. It's just a matter of me being realistic. Unfortunately, I'll put a little bit of dramatic shadow back here. Okay, and some erasing on the fur to help it stand out as fur a little bit more. Okay, and we'll take this all down about, actually we'll go 75. Yeah, because we got the fire. And then despite Ox's pushiness, I will put a little bit of color highlights in here for the greater good of all. Airzuki, you're having an adventure. I don't know what, she just left the room, but she was like back there like ba ba dee ba do ba do blah 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 blah. And I don't know what she was doing, but I should also have put in some of this on this eye, which I missed. There we go. Beta, beta. All right, so I am going to put red in. Ox predicting the future. Man. It looks like pink right now, but that will change. Oops. Butts. Whatever. We're going to keep it going. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going full steam. There we go. But I also want some in the fire, even though it won't be mostly red. It'll be mostly orange and yellow. So fill this up with your orange and yellow thoughts. Yeah. Put a little bit in there. Actually, no, I got a better idea. And then we get some bright yellow on the edges. But then on top of everything, I'll do a little bit of, not on top of the lines though. There we go. Highlight like this. Let me check chat real quick. Samurai Ox. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're getting what you want, but I feel like I'm rewarding bad behavior. I'm going to take this down to 75. There we go. And then, let me see. I want to put one more shadow layer for the fur, which I forgot to do. I'm not going to make it, I guess could I make it brown? I guess I could make it brown. I might fall into the same situation I had with Murphy earlier where I add too much color and then I'm like sort of stuck adding more. I don't want that, but we'll see what happens. So we got that, and then this is brown. And then his upper arm is brown. She's back from her adventure. I wonder what lessons she's learned. Maybe she'll enlighten the class. Okay, brown up here. And that's all white. And then this is all brown up into this part. And that's a little bit white up on top again, but then that's brown. A lot of brown and white specific patterns for this young, gentle gizmo duck. And yeah, I made a mistake because now I'm not gonna go with the heavy shadow since I already did the highlight and shadow for the fire, but I do feel like I need to add a little bit more color on everything else, otherwise it's gonna look weird. So I'm doing that now, as quick can be. Fast as fast can be, you'll never catch me. What is that from? It's a cartoon, but I don't remember which. Fast as fast can be, you'll never catch me. And I imagine he eventually gets caught, otherwise, yeah, I don't know. It's from something. Somebody knows. Gingerbread Man. I think you're right. Let's see. Excuse me. Ox, I had to wait for it though. Airzuki, laundry is in the dryer, friends. Wow, quite an adventure. Niceness. Well job, Airzuki. Gingerbread Man. Yeah, I think it is fast as can. You'll never catch the gingerbread man, I guess. Is that from a cartoon though, or is that just like a poem? I don't know what, like, where that originates from. It's a weird beard. All right, so he's got kind of orangey eyes. There's that, and like the pencil and eraser and silver. And rubber band is kind of, actually, it's almost like this color. And then do this paper clip. We're almost done. Almost home free. Almost done. Come along with me. All right. And then I'll just put a little background something. Maybe like bluish something. keep it light around the fire, and then I'll double up on the other side. Fill it more all the way to the edge, as opposed to leaving the white highlight around it. And then on top of that, I'll go back in with some more to darkify it. Darkify, that's the official artistic term. All right. That's as good as it's going to get, with the exception of one little drop of bright white for the eyes to give them a little bit extra life. Gizmo bright light. It is weird that fire should be bothering him, it occurs to me. I guess he just overcame his innate fear of bright light to get vengeance. All right, we're going to call this done. We're going to call it bright poop. And it is done. I'm going to close this up here. And I'm going to move the chat and see what I missed here. Let's see. Oh, wait, it's the jackalope. Run as fast as you can. Dave Coulier shtick on home videos. I kind of remember that, but I feel like it must have originated somewhere else. Run as fast as you can. Fast as fast could be. You'll never catch me. I feel like it's several different characters that we're all mixing together now. Arizuki, Pro Glow there. Thank you. Dying Glitter. What's at the end of his pencil arrow? It's a thing of whiteout, like the old kind that had the screw-on brush that he stuck on the pencil and lit on fire. He looks excellent. Thank you, Dying Glitter. Summer Ox, too rad. You're too rad. All right. So we are coming to the end of the show, and it's a sad time for everybody except for Arizuki, who's going to get to eat dinner. Let me make this smaller. Actually zoom out a little bit so everybody could get a little bit more of a look. Centered, boop. That's a good one to go. I do agree with Ox. This is a good one to go out on. So yeah, as I said, this is sort of my last show indefinitely of this format. I will still be doing the Monday Power Ranger show. I will possibly show up occasionally on Twitch. And of course, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere else if you want to check me out there. I'm just trying to limit some of the hours because I'm falling behind on some of my art projects, and that can't happen because I'm a professional. But I do appreciate everybody that's tuned in the past, everybody that's here today, everybody that might follow me in the future, however you choose to do it. If you're a Power Rangers fan that lives in the Texas area, next weekend I will be at Power Morphicon Express selling my art, saying hello to people. Feel free to come by and say hello. I also have Power Ranger art on my Etsy store. You can see up there. And I am Gazbot just about everywhere on the internet. So I hope you enjoyed this final show. Thank you for coming. Thank you for requesting. Thank you for lurking, sharing, hosting, whatever you may do. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. But for now, this is me, Gazbot, and I am powering down.